Okay, this video is who has better nutrition experts, the Irish or the Jewish? Okay, so let's compare some of them. John McDougall, super famous nutrition doctor, best doctor in the world, wrote the book all about starch. Most famous Jewish nutrition doctor would be Walter Kempner. Dr. McDougall had said at one time that he's probably the greatest doctor who ever lived. Walter Kempner was clearly a genius. If you read, his research papers, they're extraordinary. The biography about him by author is Newborg. It's incredible stuff. Okay, and I think Kempner's idea of what he had in Duke University, Durham, North Carolina, that idea of having the patients live in the rice houses and then come to him for medical care, lab testing, weigh-ins, and all this stuff. If you really want people to get better, modern conventional medicine for chronic diseases largely match the ill to the pill and send the bill. If you really wanted people to get better, you should have something like all these colleges. Many of these liberal arts colleges are going to go bankrupt because as university education goes online for many people, they just won't be able to meet their financial needs. So you could take those universities and make them into places like the Rice Houses in North Carolina. That was sort of the Mecca, the place to go for weight loss, okay, the land of Oz, whatever. And what I'm saying is you could have the patients live like in the student dorms, and then you could have nutrition coaches like myself or other nutrition experts teaching them during the week, and they could feed in the dorm cafeterias and stay for 1 week for months. Some of his patients would stay for months. Other ones, for much briefer amounts of time. But that will really get people better. You could teach them everything about nutrition, toxicology, exercise, etc., clothing, toxicology. Okay, so anyways, that's the first one. Now, the next one is T. Colin Campbell. I don't know exactly what T. Colin Campbell is, his nationality, but he wrote a book where he talked all about reading these ancient authors. I think they were Scottish or something, and going back to the sort of Ireland, United Kingdom area. So I'm just assuming that he was Irish. I think he is. I'm not exactly sure, Campbell, if it's Scottish or what. Irish and Scottish are very overlapped because the Scottish, were a huge percentage of the people living in Northern Ireland, and they call themselves Scots-Irish. Tremendous overlap. They also had a history of some oppression by the British. Okay, Dean Ornish also did, T. Colin Campbell, deserves a Nobel Prize for his work on animal protein and its association with cancer. Dean Ornish did incredible research both with atherosclerosis, the telomeres, and with prostate cancer, low-grade prostate cancer, stabilizing PSA levels and not having to go on to surgery or radiation and low-grade prostate cancer. So he did fantastic. Both of them deserve Nobel Prizes. Neither one of them will ever get one, though. They don't want this published to the mainstream awareness. They don't ever want the public to learn about all this stuff. So neither one of them is in any of the textbooks I've ever seen. Okay, Kelly Turner, she did the great book, Radical Remission. She was working at one of these, I think, Sloan Kettering or something, major cancer centers out east, and she noticed that no one was paying attention to the patients who were super survivors of metastatic cancer. So she started collecting all their data, their case reports, traveled around and interviewed over 100 of them. So she did great work in that area. Chef AJ, she's got the great books on process, and she's got the great YouTube channel, Chef AJ, and she's done a lot of good work in nutrition as well. And there's lots of other ones. Dennis Burkitt, he was an Irish Christian missionary in Africa who figured out Burkitt's lymphoma, epidemiology of that, and then he came up with putting together, he had some other people working with him, like Alex Walker, for example, and a few other ones, working with him on abdominal pressure syndrome, but he figured out all of abdominal pressure syndrome, and that's an incredible contribution, the greatest insight and understanding of abdominal disease anybody's ever come up with. Michael Greger's done a lot of great teaching. I'm half Irish, so I'm in the Irish, the group here. Joel Furman has done a lot of good teaching. John Kelly wrote the book Stop Feeding Your Cancer. Brooke Goldner, so I'm sort of matching them in some vague way, no accurate way, of course. And I'm sure there's other excellent ones that I didn't get on here. There's some that I probably made a mistake. This is just for fun. Ryan Talty has a good YouTube channel, High Carb Regenerator. These are some famous other nutrition experts over here. And these are just some other ones. Now, Durian Ryder, I don't know what he is. He's from Australia. A lot of Australia's population was, ex-convicts shipped over there by England, shipped over there from Scotland, shipped over there from Ireland. I just put him on there because he kind of makes me laugh. He's sort of like the bad boy I said of the teenagers and 20-somethings in the vegan world. And I've sort of become the bad boy of the middle-aged and older people in terms of somebody who talks about all the controversial topics. Not that anyone pays attention to me. So anyways, I thought this was kind of fun. You can debate it for yourself.